Hello, hello. It's Empress Shay. Hey, I'm here with Healing Energies with Empress Shay, and we are here to do our Jupiter in retrograde, our weekly Jupiter in retrograde in Cancer reading. It's going to be exciting. Hey, that Jupiter is journeying backwards through Cancer. That fourth house energy is what we're getting. The cosmos invites us to reflect rather than expand. Retrogrades are not setbacks, they are a time for pause. Just a pause for a moment. This retrograde actually started on the 11th of November and it goes clear to March 10th, late March 10th, early March 11th, depending on your part of the world. So let's turn towards some wisdom and inward reflection, see what Spirit is saying for this Jupiter in retrograde in Cancer. Yeah. All right, let's get started. And keep in mind, if you know someone that needs to hear this, go ahead and share. Sharing is caring. And like and subscribe if you want to hear me again, because then you'll know when I'm on. Okay? And we need to get that algorithm going so they can know that this is something that you want to hear about. I'm all for just really enlightening others concerning how the stars and the cards line up. So amazing, it really is. Yes, let's get started.
Is it really worth fighting for? I will give you everything and more.
All right, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit. Thank you, Spirit guides. We are looking for the energy for the collective for week 9, Jupiter retrograde in Cancer healing portal. Yeah. We are looking for the energies for the collective for Jupiter retrograde in Cancer. What are the energies for Jupiter retrograde in Cancer? Yes, 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 yes. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, first card is our tide turning. The tide turning is the first card. And the first card is the Six of Pentacles, tide turning. And roots and lineage is the Five of Cups. Five of Cups energy for roots and lineage. And inner waters is the moon. Oh, the moon, inner waters, yeah. And beliefs reconsidered. That is going to be the Emperor. Beliefs reconsidered is the Emperor, and hidden treasures is that Ace of Pentacles. Yes. And our anchor, Seven of Swords. And the path forward. That is the King of Pentacles. Some of these cards feel so thick. Maybe. Yeah, that King of Pentacles. Okay. All right. All right. Yes. Okay, beautiful souls. Yeah. This week's energy is quieter, but it's powerful. We're no longer in emotional upheaval. We are in emotional recalibration. Jupiter retrograde in Cancer invites us inward, asking us to review how we nurture ourselves, how we balance emotional responsibility, and how honest are we being with ourselves about what still works and what no longer does. The cards this week speak to balance, reassessment, inner truth, and self-worth. This is not about reacting, it's about choosing differently from a more grounded place. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't, and trust that the messages meant for you will find you. Let's take a look at this now. So the tide turning this week is a quiet turning point. There's no rush in the air. So it's definitely, it opens up with that Six of Pentacles. And it feels like the universe is gently placing a scale in front of you. Where have you given more than you received? Or where have you received without allowing yourself to fully give back? To give back. Where are the scales not balanced? Where is it unbalanced? Where has the energy been uneven? And where have you just not given fully of yourself? Like, that's a good question. So this moment of karmic correction is it's not punishment, it's just alignment. The tide turns when the balance returns. When balance returns, the tide turns. And this is balance returning. So as we move deeper, the energy drifts back through memory of lineage. It's the ancestral, the roots and lineage. And drifting back there through memory, that Five of Cups, is old grief is resurfacing. And that grief is tied to family, because we're talking about being retrograde in Cancer. So that's the home, the family, you know. So that grief is tied to family. It's tied to emotional history, to versions of life that never fully unfolded. Jupiter retrograde in Cancer often brings these feelings forward, not to open old wounds, but to finally honor what has never fully been acknowledged. So this grief has been carried quietly. Now it's asked to be seen, so it no longer shapes your future from the shadows. And then from here, we go, yeah, we go to that moon, and it's in the place of the inner waters. So the moon is being in the place of the inner waters, and that is the energy for the collective. Emotions deepening, intuition heightening, that moon energy. Dreams being louder and feelings become harder to label, but easier to feel. That's all that moon energy there. So the moon in that position reminds you that clarity doesn't come from forcing answers. It comes from allowing truth to surface in its own time. Your emotional body is communicating. Listen without judgment. Then something shifts. The emperor. The emperor steps in as the belief being reconsidered. And this is powerful. The collective is redefining strength, no longer confusing control with security or suppression with maturity. True authority now comes from emotional responsibility, from boundaries, from self leadership. So you're learning how to hold your emotions without being ruled by them. Because of this, inner structuring, a gift quietly reveals itself in the Ace of Pentacles. A new beginning takes shape. Not flashy, not rushed, but real. A new beginning takes shape with this Ace of Pentacles being in the picture. And this may show up as stable opportunity, a healthier dynamic, or a new sense of safety within yourself. Something solid is forming because the foundation beneath it has been straightened. But before the path fully clears, the Seven of Swords anchors the energy. This is the moment where radical honesty, it's the moment of radical honesty where you avoided the truth because it felt uncomfortable. Where have you minimized your needs to help keep the peace? Ask yourself also, where have you carried something that has never truly been yours to carry? So this anchor this week is integrity, especially with yourself. Release what no longer aligns. Clarity steadies you far more than avoidance ever could. Far more. Just clarity. It will steady you far more than avoidance. And finally, the path forward, that King of Pentacles, this is the emotional adulthood. This is emotional adulthood. He's a mastered it, okay? That King of Pentacles is stability, earned, not borrowed. This is knowing you can take care of yourself. You can financially take care of yourself. You can emotional and energetically and materially take care of you. And it's the knowing of that. You can just sit in that. The knowing of that. The collective moves forward grounded, secure, and self-trusting. Trusting yourself. No longer searching for outside because it's been built within. And grief acknowledged becomes wisdom. Truth accepted becomes power. Balance restored becomes peace. Jupiter retrograde in Cancer continues to guide us home, not to the past, but to ourselves. And I do want to just briefly look at a little bit of the planetary flow here. That Jupiter retrograde in Cancer, where the balance began, it's like a rebalance, really. It's like a rebalance. It's bringing us inward and just really fixing us, inwardly. Especially in the terms of caregiving and emotional responsibility. Because right away that energy opens when it went with the Six of Pentacles. And astrologically, this makes perfect sense. Jupiter governs expansion, generosity, and in retrograde, it asks us to look closely at where giving has become uneven. It's about emotional exchange. Who have you been supporting? Who has been supporting you? And is that exchange still aligned, or is it rooted in obligation? That Cancer energy highlights caretaking patterns. And the Six of Pentacles tells me the collective is reassessing what feels fair now, not what once felt necessary. And then when we move deeper to that Five of Cups, it appears, and this speaks to emotional weight that comes with realization. Emotional weight that comes with realization that there is grief here, but not fresh grief. This is the kind of grief that comes from recognizing what didn't get reciprocated. It's going back and looking at something and saying, hey, that really didn't get reciprocated. What didn't last, or what you hoped would turn out differently. So that's where that grief is coming from. Under Jupiter retrograde in Cancer, emotional tied to memory rise gently, not violently. The Five of Cups says you're allowing yourself to acknowledge the loss without getting stuck in it. And then fittingly, the moon shows up. This is where subconscious truth surfaces. Is where subconscious truth surfaces. Because the moon reflects current planetary tone perfectly. Intuitive, sensitive, revealing. Things that were once felt but never named are becoming clearer now. If something feels foggy, that doesn't mean you're lost. If it feels foggy, it doesn't mean you're lost. It means clarity is still forming. This week is about forcing answers. It's about trusting what your intuition is quietly revealing. So now, as emotions surface, the spread brings in the Emperor. And it's where the shift happens. That's where the shift happens. Because the Emperor represents structure, authority, and emotional containment. Astrologically, this reflects Saturn's stability, stabilizing influence. Saturn is stable. Stable. It gives you stability. Not restriction, but grounding. Saturn is grounding us. So the collective is learning how to hold themselves steady rather than look outside for emotional safety. This is self-parenting. It's called self-parenting. It's self-parenting energy. That's what Saturn brings. You're realizing that you can create your own sense of stability, boundaries, and emotional order. From that grounded place, the Ace of Pentacles emerges. From that grounded place. This tells me something new is being seeded, not rushed, not forced. A new value system, a new way of building security, whether emotionally, financially, or energetically. Retrogrades don't stop new beginnings. They prepare them. And this ace shows that what you're planting now has long-term potential. And then next we see the Seven of Swords. And this is where mental awareness comes in. Mercury's influence here highlights inner strategy. And we're talking about these planetary alignments in here because they are resonating. They're resonating and they're coming forth. So I would say that that influence that's highlighted is not deception, it's awareness. So that Seven of Swords, it's not showing deception, it's showing awareness. Awareness. The collective is becoming conscious of how we protect ourselves mentally, becoming conscious of how we protect ourselves mentally. Where you've stayed quiet, where you've withdrawn, where you planned instead of reacted, this isn't avoidance, it's discernment. You're noticing your coping strategies and deciding which ones you still need and which ones you can finally release. And then finally, the King of Pentacles, this is where all of this work is heading. Because the King of Pentacles represents grounded confidence. That's the path forward. Grounded confidence. Emotional maturity and long-term stability. Not flashy, not reactive, just solid. The King of Pentacles is the richest person in the deck. Solid, has mastered material, has mastered the material. This is the energy of someone who knows they are safe, capable, and secure within themselves. So when we look at this week as a whole, the message is clear. Jupiter retrograde in Cancer is helping the collective rebalance emotional exchange, process old grief, trust inner truth, reclaim authority, and build something sustainable from the inside out. This week isn't loud, it's foundational. And what you're building now, emotionally, energetically, and materially, is meant to last. It's meant to last. So Jupiter retrograde in Cancer is guiding you home to emotional truth, self-trust, inner authority. This week, you're not being tested, you're being initiated. You trust that balance, trust it. Honor your roots without being bound by them. Choose courage over comfort and answer the call to rise. You're stepping into the next version of yourself, gently, honestly, and with grace. Gently, honestly, and with grace. So remember that part. That's real. That's what's real. So as we close this week 9 reading, the message is clear. You are learning to move with balance instead of pressure. Jupiter retrograde in Cancer isn't asking you to fix yourself. It's asking you to care for yourself differently, to reassess what you're carrying, to be honest about your inner strategies, and to root your confidence within yourself rather than outside validation. This is a week of quiet strength, subtle clarity, and steady emotional grounding. Trust what feels sustainable. Trust what brings peace. And trust the version of you that no longer needs to over explain or overextend. If this reading resonates with you, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Comment, let me know what you think. How's this going for you? Are you working that 30-day healing portal? Is it working for you? Let me know. I would love to hear it. I do this. This is first of all, this is my purpose, and it is actually a ministry of love. Because I want to see everybody soar and be the best version of themselves that they can be. Just like we all are growing towards that. That's what everyone wants. I know it. Instinctively, that's what everybody wants. Is to be the best version of you. Be the best version of yourself that you can be. So, yeah, this is a quiet week. It's really beautiful. Remember, Jupiter Retrograde and Cancer Healing Portal is still going on, offering daily reflections, daily routines, and affirmations to support this inner journey. I've also released a new guided meditation series designed to help you ground emotional and reconnect. Just ground emotionally, reconnect with your inner safety. Be sure to check those out if you're needing that extra support. And thank you for being here. Thank you for doing the work. And thank you for choosing yourself. Until next time, be gentle with yourself. Because life is about the journey, not the destination. You are here now, my love. This is Empress Shay, and you have yourself a wonderful rest of your day.
Is it really worth fighting for? I will give you everything and more. You ain't gotta hide, I see you behind your pride. You ain't gotta tell me, cause baby, you know that Cause I know that you miss it. I know that you tell me that you miss it. Tell me that you and you know that you miss it. Baby, just admit